So about a year ago, I made a video called Reacting to r/Crusader Kings. Seriously, it's a great way to see how other people in the community are engaging with the games that we love. Crusader Kings 2, Crusader Kings 3, no Chad CK1 post this time around, unfortunately. It was super fun. We went over basically like the best posts I've seen across that whole subreddit, and so we're gonna do the same thing again. I really enjoyed it last time. I think all of y'all did too. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's get started. Finally, Green and United Ireland. Is that Russia? Is that Russia? Oh my god, that's Russia. Yeah, finally. Hey guys, we did it. Green and United Russia. That's like a when you see it fridge moment type. Don't like that. Don't like that. CK2 attraction. A game where you are less big than a horse if you are really tall. Like back then though, that's probably true. Like if you're taller than like 5'2" back then, you're just like a freak, probably. 4,000 upvotes on r/Crusader Kings from Hydra Phantom. How do I get rid of the French? You can't just get rid of them. But they do have a lot of territory, actually. That's actually pretty impressive. I'm assuming these are just de jure empires. You really want to get rid of all of the French? Wait until they're all out protesting, then invade. Yeah, this is the real answer. Yeah. Thank you, AI. Very cool. My crusading army getting destroyed by a larger force. Allied AI army in the neighboring county just watching. This is so true. Like, everyone tells me whenever I mention this that it's like realistic, and you're right, but it's still terrible. It's like if you launch a crusade or if you're a part of a crusade, you always lose unless you're defending. I went berserk and murdered 69 people. Oh my lord, dude. Up for my frenzy, blood is all around me, everyone is dead. What have I done? By everyone, they really do mean everyone. The 15 bodils I see on the death list. Wow. They're all just names. He killed his wife too, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's not something you see every day. Kings really live in royal courts like this and don't see any issue. As long as I have my mattress and my couch, literally dudes when they get their first place. Bro. It's so it's kind of cool looking. Debt, is that something you eat? Sincerely, this Northman. Opponent is recently disembarked. Opponent is over 100 years in debt. Even possible. Nobody could keep track of debt for that long back then. I'm sorry. No one could do that. Most frugal Viki3 player. That's so true. The bankers don't want you to know this, but the loans are free. You can take as many as you want. I have 47,000 loans. Yeah, just gotta raid more. That's just a skill issue. The Pope gave himself a claim to my empire. Greetings, Emperor Eudes of France. Due to your obvious lack of piety, a condition which worries the church greatly, I have granted Pope Clemens of the papacy a claim on the Empire of France at his request. Signed, Pope Clemens of the papacy. I love how he's just standing here all proud about it. He's like, yeah, I wrote that claim for myself. What are you gonna do now? This is the least Pope-looking Pope I've ever seen. Look at that mustache. Look at that jawline. I like this loading screen. This is like the Ancient Aliens loading screen. This is like, did you know they had fighter jets back then? And like, and then you're already asleep, but like it's in your dream because you watch the History Channel at 5 in the morning. Yeah. AI Holy Roman Empire casually inherited France and then ate Italy. Why is the Holy Roman Empire getting so strong in these games? Like all of Italy, all of France. My game, they took Castile too. I mean, that was when we had women in charge, but still. Average Viking fan. Average India enjoyer. This is kind of true. India's great. I should totally play a game in India. India is such like a fun, pleasant game in comparison to just like constant raiding and Vikings and death and shit. Start as haste and you can be both in one run. I know Quaif has just done a video about that. I know he has. Me, Odin's strongest soldier, unsupervised Christian child, sinner. We're gonna kill you. That's what it feels like. Every time. It's so terrible. Like, you gotta do it for the piety, but oh my god. Average Crusader Kings player. Yeah. Predators hate this one simple trick. 8,000 gold in debt. guess I'll die, and then suddenly you have positive gold. Does it actually work like that? I gotta do that if I'm fixing a disaster save or something. You're like, yeah, the trick is to just die. And good to know. Good to know. Why does it cost more to send someone to university than building the thing? The tuition, that's just tuition. 500 school payment, 250 books, 1500 candle. Someone please help me budget this. Yeah, exactly. Just get him a student loan. That's obviously the real solution here. Obviously. You can't claim the Byzantine Empire. Not to worry, I have a permit. My lifestyle perk allows me to buy claims for piety with human sacrifice piety. I'm sure they must have nerfed that by now. Like, I'm sure they must have, but if that's still the case, my god. It depends on your current highest title, so if you're a king, you can't claim empires this way, but if you're an emperor, you can. Keep the empire together. 100 natural dread. You gotta put those vassals in place. It's kind of cute, by the way. I can't read that. I can't. I receive the last 15 years income. You receive a paper that says your grandpa owned a province. That's a pretty good deal. I think I'll take you up on that. Imagine doing that like nowadays though. And then it's like, I need to have Jersey like the Pope said I should. So it is cheaper to get an army than it is to get fancy papers which give you claims from the sky. It's probably historically accurate. Return Rome. The Holy Father has been vanquished from his seat in Rome. It is my sacred duty as a Catholic. Yeah, you never click this button. You never. Why would you ever do that to yourself? Like, how lame could you possibly be? No. The Pope can have land in Siberia if he behaves. That's exactly how I feel. In theory, 95% of the time it works every time. 95%. It's like you have this and then a week before the event fires, your event gets discovered and then it has like 20% chance of firing before you notice it happening. And then you don't get to murder the person and then you feel dumb for trying the murder plot anyways. 95% of being discovered. It's like every time. I'm sure it was hard to keep like a murder a secret back then, but people obviously did. So sometimes we probably don't know about the number of murder schemes they kept secret. XCOM. It doesn't Crusader Kings RNG work like XCOM now? How it feels to win against your vassals and Jeb Bush. He won every county seat, realizing that you now have to manually hand it all out. Yeah, and then your vassals are gonna hate you in like 20 years. Yeah. That is a thing that does happen. Bonus points, you're greedy. And the stress from handing it all out will kill you. It's the same thing for ambitious. If you hand out any title and you're ambitious, you like get so much stress that you die. So if you're both, just like, good luck. How it feels to be a CK3 player in the last year. Friends and Foes, Fate of Iberia, and then all of these DLCs. Obviously different now from 9 months ago, but I felt this way too. Obviously. Imagine being an Imperator Rome player. Culture-based innovation be like me, change culture. People that know it's build a siege weapon. I don't feel so good. Everyone just like collectively forgot. It was just like a collective fantasy that we all knew how to build onagers. Hybridization Giga Chad versus culture switcher virgin. That's so true. Meanwhile, in CK2, changes capital of county from Constantinople to Rome. Cultural, economic, and military tech gone. Reduced to atoms. Literally, though. Yeah, you gotta, like, not spend your tech points and then move capital in CK2. My son and heir when I grant him a duchy 1 year before I die. Your kids do kind of just become terrible. If you give them land and they have, like, years to themselves, they kind of just do become terrible. Like in every sort of way. They make bad decisions. The power gets to their brains. This is so true. They just make bad decisions. Too bad the Heir got you both. Yeah, exactly. You need to like shelter your heirs until you can actually play as them. CK3 players stacking every bonus in the game to live longer than 100 years. CK2 characters who ruled since 769 with the immortal trait. With the immortal trait, you can still die in the battlefield. The wolf is the Germanic warrior lodge. Tier 4 makes you immune to lethal injuries on the battlefield. It's like literally immune. I assumed it was good. I didn't know it literally made you immune to all death. That's crazy. Like, I invented the gun around 880. Literally before gunpowder was invented. You can invent the gun. Bro thinks he's the main character. I bet he can win. I bet he can do it. Maybe he can kill Commander. I like how he has no morale too. That's great. Anime protagonists be like, he has the power of friendship on his side with no friends. The AI wants to kill their heir, it's learning. Marrying for the genes, marrying for the stats, marrying for the alliances, marrying for the prestige, marrying for no reason whatsoever. This is always me after like a few hours, and then I'm like, oh wait, all my kids like suck now. I feel like maybe I should put more attention on getting better heirs. I feel like at a certain point, it's just like the bad stats make it more interesting. Marry your childhood crush because it's adorable. Aww. 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 Imagine actually marrying out of love in like a political fantasy game. Like imagine that. Give it back, return Rome. No. No. Like why would you ever press that button? Like why would you ever? Always happens at 9 out of 10 progress. Sir, your murder scheme has been discovered. Like, it always gets revealed, like right before it's gonna happen. And then you don't read the event and you go for it and everyone finds out and everyone's mad at you. Oh no, my game suddenly decided to crash in the middle of this pop-up. Such a shame. Yeah. My 95% chance murder scheme failed and I also got named as the plotter. That happens every time. My reputation is a ruin. The number of times I've seen that line is just burned into my brain. Etch-a-sketched into my forehead at this point. Forcing my son to take the vows seemed to have worked in his favor. Yo, he became the Pope. He's a vindictive atheist. He became a Pope at 16. That's impressive. You really gotta have the Chad Sigma convent grind set to pull that off. He might not believe in God, but God sure believes in him. I think we need a demand all payments button. 592 demand payments. Sometimes I will just like click through that as fast as I can. But even if it's like 50 people, it's like, no, I can't be bothered. The only reason I'm able to ransom prisoners with any regularity is because there is a ransom all button. Thank God. Flashback to the early concept art for CK3 portraits. This game was going to look like a mobile game. I forgot about that. People are actually mad about this, I think. CK3 is made by Telltale Games. Kings of the Crusade. Honestly, the mobile game I played for this channel, it looked better than this. It looked a lot better than this. My heir may be 0 years old, but by God will he always stand up to assert dominance over his future vassals. He looks so small. I'm impressed that he can even stand at 0. My chancellor, Payam, has worked hard to convince her neighboring realms and vassals that the peace treaty I entered with King Gavin of Scotland is flawed, illegitimate, and unfair to me. I am once again free to declare war upon him as I please. Incredible work, Payam. I paid 2,500 gold for that truce, you idiot. I would expect a guy called Payam to respect acts of monetary diplomacy more. I would too. Oh, okay, just checked and you're right. You are free to declare on him, he is not. Okay, that actually makes this whole thing like way better then. I didn't think about that. My game didn't even last 15 minutes from deleted Reddit account. Did you die like of wounds? Oh yeah, he died of his wounds. Yeah. An often forgotten end to some of my games too, because I delete the footage. A man of frail constitution, often mocked by his peers. A few years in, a fellow vassal launches a rebellion. I side with my liege to gain favor, but unfortunately I sustained an injury. My novice physician botched my treatment and I die soon after. Welcome to CK3. The game models real life too well, unfortunately. You gotta play it like Dwarf Fortress, like restarting is part of the fun. I feel like your vassal standards are a little too high. Or these people are all at 100. Oh my lord. I understand it if it's even like they're below 0. But if they're literally at 100, my god, how is that even possible? Assassinate the main guy. It's probably a bunch of hooks. Yeah, it's probably just like a bunch of annoying hooks that you'll never get rid of. The 3 true decisions: lash out, eat your cheese, or sponsor Jewish sciences. I debate between these 3 every single day of my life. Who wants to marry my daughter? Matrilineally. You'll be surprised if you try the matrilineal thing. There are plenty of desperate kings. I guess just like in real life. So if you're looking for your queen, keep searching, kings. You got it. It's the dorkiest thing I've ever said. In my current game, I went from a duchy to a large empire without any fight or murder because of a matrilineal marriage. Sometimes you get lucky. Yeah, like sometimes you can just like set them up. Can you give me money to spread the word of Christ? Yes. Actually buys pastoral lands like a boss. The true prophet is prophet and my gay boyfriend. I like how the boyfriend's gay, but not him. Powerful vassal expects council position. Yeah, like literally 34203. Their only good stat is still not as good as like another vassal's good stat. So they're just kind of sitting there useless, dragging down your entire kingdom because they're that annoying. This shows the game's realism, as most people who are entitled have these real life stats. It's called failing upwards. You'll see it everywhere. I hate to say it, but Seljuk's too scary. Just gonna redirect this crusade real quick. Me, Pope Strongest Crusader, small tribal chiefdom sinner. We're gonna kill you. This fucking meme. Like, if you're actually able to do that, like you have the money or the prestige or whatever. How about the Baltics? Yeah, how about just like somewhere more chill? How about somewhere like, yeah, Lithuania? One time I redirected it against the Baltics and we still Crusades are so bad. At least you can actually win them. Sometimes, apparently. When your regent instates a 7 p.m. bedtime. That's good form, actually. He's got the little twangy fingers. I shot a bow one time, bow and arrow. In gym class. Love this little detail, so clever that you don't know how clever she is. Now, it is harder to say, however, everything that is asked of her is done by others before she gets to it, and she never tells petty lies the way she used to. Perhaps she is not as clever as she seemed after all. Elusive shadow. In order to fool others, you must play the fool yourself. Actually a cool detail. I never noticed it. Actually a really good writing. Is this a good coat of arms? The constantly overwhelmed coat of arms. This is just me. This is just me, like, all the time. Yeah, that's really good. When your adventurer deals you the throne of Solomon as a frail old woman. Just like imagine her walking across the desert, like strapping this to her back, just like slowly walking across the whole, you know, wherever the throne of Solomon's from. I'm just gonna yoink that from you. Thank you. Yeah, she deserves a title for that. That's crazy. Alfred is goated but never earned the epithet in his own lifetime. Saxon rulers, I'm known as the Great for reforming the HRE. Anglo-Saxon rulers, I'm known as the Great because my whole family died. Oh no. The Kingdom of Wessex exploded and became Yugoslavia. You got Croatia, Upper Bosnia, Zachariah. Yeah, you got... What are they doing here? I love how the border girls sometimes just put like a random country in a different country. Upper Bosnia. I can hear Nigel Farage cry. Their alms economy relies heavily on blackmailing Greek sodomites. Wow, that many? Jesus Christ. Straightest Greek moment. Lord, I'm glad that my town and castle are inland, safe from savage Vikings. There's tributaries. You can sail inland because of tributaries. Oh my god. A raiding with the horse lords culture. Yeah, I gotta do that in CK3. That was so much fun in CK2. Shy characters in CK3, whenever they see another human being, you lose so much stability, like mental stability, every time you do anything social with another person. It'll be like you host a feast and because you're shy, you gain like 2 levels of stress and die. It's really bad. It's right up there with greedy and ambitious. Like, you give out titles and you die of stress. It's like if you have shy, you talk to anyone and you die of stress. It's terrible. Literally. Rename shy to crippling social anxiety. There's obviously a difference between shy and like so shy that it kills you. Yeah, I think that's correct. Me after discovering that you can get a lot of prestige by seducing other rulers' wives. I didn't know that. I gotta do that more. I made a tier list of the education traits. This is so blurry. I mean, you just put everything 4-star at S and everything 1-star at C. I disagree. I'm not going to specify, but I disagree. It has to do with Marshall. I disagree. Murphy's Law in the order of succession. My second son, brilliant. My daughter, brilliant. My firstborn son and heir, terrible. Yeah, and it's like, it takes so long to even change it to equality that it's like, this kid ends up inheriting, or like you disinherit him. Like that's what you gotta do. Kill the firstborn. Relationship. Who did it better? CK3, soulmate, rival. Sims 4, enemies with benefits. Yeah, it's like they're the same thing. CK3, the soulmate rival can also be your sister wife. Restore Roman Empire, be like, he restored the Roman Empire. See, no one cares. In CK3, that's kind of true. In CK2, there was like a whole plot line around it. I made a series of videos on it if you want to check the card wherever it is. But yeah, like in CK3, kind of no one cares. So my friend hated the assassin in the background that ruined an otherwise very happy and sweet image, so I took him out. Yeah, the guy is actually just gone. The assassin guy is actually just replaced with Window. Oh, well, that's good. I wonder if is he still lurking around here somewhere? I wouldn't be surprised, but it looks like he's legit just gone. But yeah, that was r/Crusader Kings. I had fun looking over it again and seeing all the new memes and ways that people are experiencing the game. Yeah, that was really fun. I had fun looking at all the memes and different ways that people are playing the game and making memes about it and stuff. Again, I'm glad that I did that again after about a year of not doing it. Thank you to the channel members too who support this channel. Y'all are the best. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it and I love y'all. Mwah. Okay. I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you were born first. Bonk.